Hey guys, welcome back to our video, and today we have the event for Monster Jam Sign Up Series 141. Now, this sign up series, I did not get a lot of signups, so if you have been signing up in my sign up series in the past, you are in this. So, yeah, basically just look for your name. It's kind of upsetting how people are not signing up for sign up series anymore. I don't know what it is. Oh. But anyways, just look for your name. Look what truck for you're in. But like I said before, it's kind of upsetting that your people sign up series are not getting that much signups anymore. And ending off with Scooby Doo, which is the airplane geek. So here on the matchups, a lot of trucks. Like I said before, if you have signed up in the past, you're in this. It's just very kind of upsetting how we're not getting that many signups anymore. So here's the next row. Here's the last row. Ending off with Thunder 4x4 and Max D Red. So without further ado, we're going to kick things off with Slinger and Gregor Ride. So Monster Jam Sign Series 141 is underway. And your first winner is going to be Slinger. Next up, we have the 30th anniversary Gravedigger taking on Monster Belt Rottweiler. It's going to be Monster Belt Rottweiler. What happened to the 30th anniversary? Next up, we have Max DL taking on Gravedigger. Ooh, and I think Gravedigger pulled it off, so I'm going to give the win to Gravedigger. Next up, we have Bounty Hunter taking on Monster McPoodle. Oh, and they both flip. Let's go straight down. It's going to be Monster McPoodle. Next up, we have Saigon Shaker taking on Batman. And they both collide. That's going to give the win to Saigon Shaker. Next up, we have Battle Overcast Trucks, Max D and Earthshaker. And it's going to be Earthshaker. Next up, we have 4th of July battle between the Independence Day Stud Truck taking on Freebird. And, woohoo! Did Independence Day come back? Yes, he did, just barely. Next up, we have a battle between Red Trucks, Megalodon and BKT. It's gonna be BKT. Next up, we have the Sheer Madness Gravedigger taking on Superman. And whoa! Would you look at that? Sorry about that voice crack, but look at that. Superman is on 2 wheels and he blocks Sheer Madness Gravedigger for the win. What a race. Next up, we have Earthshaker Elementals taking on Gravedigger Elementals. That was odd by Earthshaker, but Gravedigger Elemental is going to get the win. Next up, we have another Elementals battle between Dragon and Hurricane Force. It's going to be Hurricane Force. And next up, we have another Elementals battle between Zombie and Megalodon. It's going to be Megalodon, just barely. Next up, we have Dragon taking on Earthshaker. It's gonna be Earthshaker. Next up, we have World Files 20 taking on the World Files 19. And it's gonna be World Files 20. Next up, we have El Toro Local Ride Truck taking on Digger's Dungeon. It's gonna be Digger's Dungeon. Next up, we have Avenger taking on Backwards Bob. It's gonna be World Files Avenger. Next up, we have Raising Cane taking on Scooby-Doo. And they both collide in midair. That is going to give the win to Scooby-Doo. Next up, we have Tropical Thunder taking on Wolf's Head. And it's gonna be Tropical Thunder. Next up, we have a reckless battle between El Toro Loco and Salvager. It's gonna be El Toro Loco. Next up, we have Bad News Travels Fast taking on Stone Crusher. It's gonna be Bad News. Next up, we have the Battle of the Halloween Trucks. Mohawk Warrior and Pirates Curse Ghost. They both roll. Just barely. It's gonna be Vampire Mohawk Warrior. Next up, we have Aftershock taking out Bakugan Dragonoid. And they nice save by Dragonoid. And just barely, Aftershock is gonna hold on for the win. Next up, we have Son of a Digger Gears taking out Dragonoid Galaxy. It's gonna be Dragonoid. Next up, we have Sword of Fortune Gears taking on Pirates Curse Galaxy. It's gonna be Soldier of Fortune. Next up, we have Max D Gears taking on Galaxy Zombie. And it's gonna go to Max D Gears. Next up, we have Alien Invasion Gears taking on Dragon Galaxy. It's gonna be Alien Invasion. Next up, we have Megalodon Galaxy taking on Mohawk Warrior Gears. It's gonna be Mohawk Warrior Gears. Next up, we have El Toro Loco Galaxy taking on Earthshaker Gears. And it's gonna be El Toro Loco Galaxy. Next up, we have Wolf Files 21 taking on OCD Meltdown. And it's gonna be Wolf Files 21. Next up, we have Thrasher taking on Kraken. It's gonna be Kraken. Next up, we have T-Mints taking on Bulldozer. It's gonna be Bulldozer hitting the wall first. Next up, we have Calavera taking on Grey Digger Boneyard. All the Boneyards, and it's gonna be Calavera. Next up, we have Burn Victim Zombie taking on Son of a Digger Boneyard. It's gonna be Burn Victim Zombie. Next up, we have Joker taking on the Max Contrast Dragon. And Joker flips over. That'll get the win to the Max Contrast Dragon. Next up, we have Texas taking on Georgia. It's gonna be Georgia. Next up, we have Wonder Woman taking on Zombie Overcast. And it's gonna be Wonder Woman. Next up, we have a Chase Beast battle between Son of a Digger and El Toro Loco. And it's gonna be Son of a Digger. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw taking on Max D Black. It's gonna be Max D. Next up, we have Freebird taking on Monster Mutt. It's gonna be Monster Mutt. Next up, we have Brodo's Reverse taking on Northern Nightmare Embers. It's gonna be Brodozer. Next up, we have S10 Avenger taking on Jester. It's gonna be S10 Avenger. Next up, we have Thunder 4x4. It's Max D Red Bomb Rice at round 1. It's gonna be Max D. Alright, guys, here's all your matches for round 2. So, 84 trucks were total. 42 were eliminated, 42 remain. So without further ado, we're going to kick it all off with Slinger and Monster Mutt Rottweiler. And it's going to be Slinger. Next up, we have Monster Mutt Poodle taking on Grey Digger. And it's going to be Monster Mutt Poodle with the block. Next up, we have Saigon Shaker taking on Earthshaker Overcast. It's going to be Saigon Shaker. Next up, we have the Independence Day truck taking on VKT Ride. And VKT flips over, that'll get the win to the Independence Day stunt truck. Next up, we have Superman taking on Elemental's Grey Digger. And Superman crashes, they'll give the win to Grey Digger. Next up, we have Hurricane Force Elementals taking on Megalodon Elementals. It's gonna be Megalodon. Next up, we have World Finals 20 taking on Earthshaker. It's gonna be Earthshaker. Next up, we have Digger's Dungeon taking on World Finals Avenger. It's gonna be Digger's Dungeon. Next up, we have Tropical Thunder taking on Scooby-Doo. It's gonna be Tropical Thunder. Next up, we have Bad News Travels Fast taking on Reckless El Toro Loco. And what a close race! That was too close to call, so I'm gonna have to do a rerun. Here goes the rerun. This time, Reckless El Toro Loco never hit it and Bad News did, so Bad News is gonna get the win. Next up, we have Aftershock taking on Mohawk Warrior Vampire. And it's gonna be Aftershock. Next up, we have Bakugan Dragonoid Galaxy taking on Soldier Fortune Gears. It's gonna be Bakugan Dragonoid Galaxy. Next up, we have Alien Invasion Gears taking on Max D Gears. And it's gonna go to Alien Invasion. Next up, we have Mohawk Warrior Gears taking on El Toro Loco Galaxy. It's gonna be El Toro Loco Galaxy. Next up, we have World Finals 21 taking on Kraken. It's World Finals 21. Alright guys, before we continue things off, Son of a Digger actually won that race, and I put Blackout El Toro Loco back in the lineup on accident. So I'm glad I caught that. So without further ado, Son of a Digger did move on. So let's kick it all off with Bulldozer and Calavera. It's gonna be Bulldozer. Next up, we have Max Contrast Dragon taking on Burn Victim Zombie. It's gonna be Max Contrast Dragon. Wow. Next up, we have Wonder Woman taking on Georgia. It's gonna be Georgia. Next up, we have Max D taking on Son of a Digger. It's gonna be Max D. Next up, we have Bulldozer Reverse taking on Monster Mutt. It's gonna be Monster Mutt. And your final race of round number 2 is S10 Avenger and Max D Red. It's gonna be S10 Avenger. Alright guys, here are all your matchups for round 3. But S10 Avenger needs an opponent to race, so I'm just gonna randomize the select a truck. And the truck I select was Iron Outlaw, so without further ado, we're gonna kick it all off with Slinger and Poodle. So round number 3 is underway. And it's gonna be Slinger. Next up, we have the Independence State truck taking on Saigon Shaker. It's gonna be the Independence State truck. Wow, what an upset. Next up, we have Megalodon Elementals taking on Gravedigger Elementals. It's gonna be Megalodon. Next up, we have Digger's Dungeon taking on Earthshaker. It's gonna be Earthshaker. Next up, we have Tropical Thunder taking on Bad News Travels Fast. It's gonna be Bad News Travels Fast. Next up, we have Aftershock taking on Dragonoid Galaxy. It's gonna be close race, but just barely. If you go watch the clip, it is gonna go to Aftershock. Next up, we have El Toro Loco Galaxy taking on Alien Invasion Gears. It's gonna be Alien Invasion Gears. Next up, we have Bulldozer taking on World Finals 21. And Bulldozer gets all tangled up. That's gonna give the win to World Finals 21. Next up, we have Wonder Woman taking on Max Contrast Dragon. It's gonna be Wonder Woman. Next up, we have Max D Black taking on Monster Mutt. It's gonna be Monster Mutt. In your final race of round 3, this is gonna be a win-win race because we need one more truck to make it even. So why not just count these both as winners? So it doesn't matter if you're out or not here. So like I said, Iron Outlaw would have took the win, but they're both advancing. Alright guys, 12 trucks remain, so let's kick it all off with the Independence Day and Slinger. Here we go. It's gonna be Slinger. Next up, we have Earthshaker to get out Megalodon Elementals. It's gonna be Earthshaker. Next up, we have Aftershock. Take it on Bad News Travels Fast. It's gonna be Bad News. Next up, we have Wonder Woman. Take it on Monster Mutt. It's gonna be Monster Mutt. Next up, we have Iron Outlaw. Take it on Instant Avenger. And Iron Outlaw still wins. And your final race of round 4 is Alien Invasion Gears. Take it on World Finals 21. And it's gonna be Alien Invasion Gears. Alright guys, 6 trucks remain. Let's kick it all off with Earthshaker and Slinger. Alright, now before this race, depending on how far the truck goes, if it loses, that'll determine who's gonna be the fast loser. So let's kick it all off. It's gonna be Slinger, so Earthshaker will be marked there. Next up, we have Bad News Travels Fast. Take it on Monster Mutt. And Bad News hit Earthshaker. So Bad News is going to be right there. And Monster Mutt is moving on. And your final race before the quarterfinals is Alien Invasion Gears and Iron Outlaw. And it's going to be Alien Invasion Gears. Alright guys, you can see right there, Earthshaker is your winner, so he's moving on. Alright guys, here's your championship for inside of Slinger, we have Honest Dome 1. Inside of Monster Mutt, we have Jesus Varza. Inside Earthshaker, we have El Braxto. And inside Alien Invasion Gears, we have Shock Shooter. So, let's kick it all up with Slinger and Monster Mutt. Here we go. It's gonna be Slinger. Who is gonna join Slinger in the championship race? Is it gonna be Alien Invasion Gears or Earthshaker? It's gonna be Earthshaker. Alright guys, here's your championship race. Inside Earthshaker, we have El Debrasco. And inside Slinger, we have Honest Dome 1. None of these guys have ever won on my channel. We're about to crown a new champion. Well, your winner is gonna be none other than Honest Dome 1 has done it. Honest Dome 1, congratulations on eating your win, man. You just gave Slinger another win. I believe this truck is a 7-time champion. And also, hearts and prayers go to the Scott Hartsock in his death. And I'm glad you picked this truck and gave him a win. So, congratulations, man. You are now a 1-time champion. El Braxmino. Dude, you were so close to getting your first win, my man. You just gotta make that one step further. I know you want to get your win one day. Anyways, guys, congratulations to Honest Dome 1 for taking his first win on my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please do subscribe. I am on the road to 500 subscribers. Like this video, comment down below anything you guys gotta say. And yeah, that's basically gonna wrap this video up, guys. So please do subscribe, like this video, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.